Yeah, we're just getting the YouTube live.
Okay.
All right, well, let's call the meeting to order. It's 9:04. Always, let's do roll call, please. We good?
District 1.
Here.
District 2.
District 2.
Here.
District 3.
Here.
And I'm here, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
we have a quorum. We good, guys, people. Next up is the review and the approval of the agenda. Kathy, do you have anything to add to the agenda?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. No. I have nothing. Oh, the urban. I got a call from a couple grandmas, so there's nobody working. Carl or Marcy ain't working, or any of the homeless.
Yeah.
So it was a homeless grandma, so I referred her to Christine. What's her name? Christine
Olson?
Yeah. So maybe we did once. And I heard we had a break-in in the mansions or something too. I heard. So
Yeah.
we got extensive damage. So maybe we'll just talk about. We'll put all that together. Did you hear that, Kat? That we had a break-in at the mansion? Yeah. Okay. All right then. So.
I just have one thing I want to add, which is a position request for White Earth Builders.
Okay. Good. Personnel. All right.
Happy about the 20 million?
Yeah, well, Scott's gonna come in, so. All right, motion to approve the agenda
With the additions.
with the additions.
Motion.
Motion by Umsey,
Yeah, Mr. Chair, is it only the elders that they're picking up? The rest gotta bring their own junk to the transfer stations?
I thought it was everyone.
Huh? What was that, Raymond?
I said, for the cleanup days, is it only the elders that are being picked up and the rest gotta bring their own stuff to the transfer stations?
It's 55 a month.
I know the elders are getting picked up and the other people just have to set theirs out to the road. As far as I know.
Oh, here somebody put a thing out, I was just reading it yesterday, that only the elders will be picked up and the rest have to take it to the transfer station. And a lot of them were saying we're pissed on that, and if they can't pick it up, and I don't know,
Well, we've all split up by the road, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 I think that's what it was, yeah, so.
Well, just have them,
I just want to,
Ray, just tell them to put it out by the road. We'll get that fixed.
okay, no, they are taking tires, cause man, this one guy got about 10 stacks of tires, about 5 high.
Well.
So I don't know if, he asked
better
if
than
they're
in the
taking them, I said,
ditch.
yeah, I don't know if they're gonna take that damn thing.
It says,
I seen a coach by your house there.
Yeah.
oh, did you get a couch too? I got one too by my.
There's 2 of them out there. Somebody picked one up for you. There was a couple of recliners out there the other day. They were gone a little while.
So it says these are general areas and are not set in stone. The senior pickup lists were coordinated with these areas and dates. Says if you're closer to the Wobbin station, haul it there.
So we'll talk to Dennis or.
This is
talk
a
to-
driver schedule, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're gonna go around those communities and pick that stuff up.
We'll straighten it out.
Second on that motion,
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that.
Huh?
Did we approve the agenda?
He just seconded
All
it.
right, second on Ray on the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried there. Getting ahead of ourselves. All right, be good, Trey. Next up is review and approve the meeting minutes for 4/21 and 4/30.
There it is. And then, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
7/11 on 4/30/20 regarding the middle paragraph there, wanting to buy from China, those masks. The line reads, White Earth needs protective equipment to take care of our people and employees, however, will not order from out of state. White Earth will look into other vendors for this purpose. I think the statement is White Earth needs protective equipment to care for our people and employees. And I'd like to modify this second half where it says, however, will not order from out of state. I think our comments were, and we will try to find US providers. I think that was what we said. So,
We have to order out of state.
yeah,
Some things, yeah.
yeah. So the only change that I'll mark it on here and I'll give it to you. You can go.
And that's something, I know Red Lake and Lake Lake have been getting a lot of assistance from IHS too for their supplies. Has Pat got anything from
Yeah, I
our?
talked to Pat, I asked her about it, and she says that they are working, the EOC is working with IHS.
I see Menards, I got an email from Menards, they got
Yeah, they're selling it too,
boxes of-
yeah.
boxes of 50 for $49.
Are they?
Yeah. That's pretty reasonable, buck a piece.
So only change one.
New York, they're $7, I don't know.
Huh?
I said in New York, they're $7
Yes, yeah.
for a while there.
Really?
I'll make a motion to approve both.
I have a motion by Amity to approve both, meeting minutes for 4/21 and 4/30. Do we have a second?
With changes.
With changes from Alan. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next up is calendars. I know I was asked about the MIGA one, or what was the daily call, or what did you want to remember you?
Oh, yeah, just,
The Red Lake and East Lake,
Yeah.
That's Mondays at 10, I think that's it, Mondays.
Yeah, I haven't been getting an email from those
Yeah,
guys.
can we-
I haven't either.
I thought I sent something to you, Liz, and I thought I sent something to you too, Al, but.
I think you did last week. I think I got it.
I think Leech Lake is hosting it, aren't they? They're like the host.
Yeah, it's like-
So, yeah.
Maybe if we could
I
have.
don't know if they have the same call-in number every time, so that's,
Oh,
I know that tribal leaders too, they've had like 3 phone numbers and I don't know which one is
Well,
the
they
one
should-
they're
they went-
using.
They went to that Skype and then they have that 763 number like yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been using that and I suppose they're probably catching people that shouldn't be on there. That's what I'm thinking,
What's
so.
going on, yeah. But if you just add our emails to Leech Lake's distro, I think, for the council, that would solve it. Yeah, cause I get the stuff, they add my email right on there, so.
if they should ever get their internet or stuff back up and running, or
They've been hacked for so
what?
long.
Yeah.
I think they did. They paid for it and they got it back. But they have to reconfigure everything, make sure that's not in there. But yeah, they must have paid a pretty price. They won't talk about it, so.
Oh, my.
Insurance paid it, but. All right, anything else for the calendars? All right. Next up is Scott Omelet. Scott coming, Liz?
Yeah, I just texted him. We send them all the agenda so they kind of know where they're at.
I kind of have some questions too regarding these directors and stuff. Why are they sitting at home and other workers are out doing it? Pretty use. I think these directors should be at their desk and, you know, and these workers, I think they should be on an on-call basis. If they're needed, they call them, but that's just my opinion, you know.
Are they not responding? Is that what you're
Well,
hearing?
no,
or-
but I'm just, you know, I mean, these directors are getting paid big bucks and they're sitting at home. I mean, are they, you know?
Liz, are you still doing director meetings with them? at all?
We haven't had one since, but yeah,
Maybe
I
we
need
need
to get
to
one going.
run that back up.
Have you been getting any of them log sheets and that, or?
Oh, the ones that I asked for? I have one certain group that is consistently logging. A lot of them are,
Yeah,
Or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree that, the folks should be checking in, you know.
Mhm.
And all that. And the other thing that I was hoping to bring up on Friday is this hazardous duty pay. Because some of these workers are actually out there on the front lines, you know, and whereas, you know, you get some directors that may be at home, but they're not interacting with any of the folks. You know, but then you got some workers that are going out there that actually meeting people that are putting their lives on the line there, so. I don't know, I have Nicole and them looking into it, so tomorrow we're gonna talk about that a little bit, see what that could look like. Cause I'd like to take care of those workers, you know, if possible.
Did you get anything from the urban office, Liz?
about anything.
Anything from their council or from?
I haven't.
Okay.
Just the last, things that we dealt with was getting them that, storage area for their supplies.
I know Ed was meeting with the Shakopee EOC about food and stuff. I wonder if they ever.
I did read that in their report, yesterday's report, that they, were working with the urban area for supplies too, so.
And I also had Maria put this front desk phone
Mhm.
on here, because I'm getting calls, people are calling here and there's no extension phones to get to ICW or HR or,
No, no.
you know?
Oh. You
Yeah,
are,
I've been
you're
getting
not
calls
till,
about
Lori, what's your,
Way back there.
Did you get the agenda?
Because there's nobody answering the phones up there.
No.
Nobody knows what extensions to dial
Yeah,
or
I
anything
know.
like that. And even when I called up here, you know, I had to look for an email for an
Yeah.
extension, but you know, your band number's not gonna know that. We should
Yeah.
at least have somebody on the phone up there, you
But
know?
nothing else, at least give some extension numbers of departments that they can,
Yeah,
you know, and then another thing on top of that, not everybody in these departments are answering the phones either.
no, they're not. And they can forward, if they don't have it on their desk phone, they can forward it to their
Yeah.
cell phone. I do that on mine. If you call my office number, it gets forwarded to my phone.
Yeah.
And they can do that.
We'll have to reach out to IT, so.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get that set up, because I've been getting a lot of complaints about that. You know, some foster parents want some help and they can't get a hold of nobody, and, you know, and
I know we addressed that at that, remember the last time when we had issues, I think, or was it you, Mike, who said somebody, they aren't getting calls down
yeah.
there. So I had Martha look into it, and they provided everything that, you know, their phones are forwarded, and
Mhm.
I don't know what's, what the issue is. If they're just not answering the calls when they get to them, do you know what I mean?
All right.
Good morning.
Morning,
Scott
Scott.
Almond, you have the floor.
So, yesterday we received our CARES COVID payment, our original payment out of the 60% of the 8 billion, we got 20.6 million. Now, guidance originally came out on August 22nd of how this money could be spent. This guidance was updated on May 4th with a question and answer of how the money could be spent. It cannot be spent just any way the tribe wishes. It cannot be just put in the general fund and spent anyway. It basically says for COVID related expenditures. So we're gonna have to go through this. Tracy and I have looked at it. We've shared it with Ronnie to come back and say, what are the real things that can be spent? You know, obviously things like our drive-through testing site at the hotel are definitely expenditures, but we're gonna need to go through and identify and we're gonna have to be able to report on what we did spend. And if we don't spend all the money, and it's only through, at this time, it's only allowed through December of 2020. And so they're saying if you don't spend it, you're gonna have to send back what you don't spend. But, you know, that's where we're at today. But it is not as good news as we would like to think. You know, because it is gonna help our general fund some. You know, maybe some securities, maybe some public safety, you know, maybe some judicial, but it's all gonna have to be COVID related. You know, maybe some constituents, but when we've already budgeted to do lawn mowing, we're not gonna be able to use this money to pay lawnmowers. If it was winter time, we wouldn't be able to pay people to do snow removal unless we could say that's more COVID related because that person has to be able to get out of their driveway. There might be some rationale for that one, but we're not in the winter time anyway. So.
Well, can we, tomorrow when we discuss it, it'd be nice to get a budget generated from now through December 31st and say, these are the proposed areas. And then line that budget up with Vanya Hogan and Ronnie and yourself and say, hey, if we're gonna expend this on this budget line item, this is the legal justification for doing so. That way, when they go to audit it, you can say, look, this is what we've spent the item on, and this is the packet, like literally a packet, like
Yes.
an audit report. You just have one prepared, COVID-19 audit report.
I would agree with you, but we'll never get it done and be accurate and good by tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, just start the discussion.
Yeah, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's a great point.
Yeah.
Great point, because then we don't want any bad surprises.
It's a good thing though. I mean, when I looked at that 20.6, I mean, that's a big chunk of change. You know, I know Navajo got 600 million, but you know, they got a huge nation now.
300,000+ members.
Yeah.
You know, and we're gonna continue to visit with Barb and see if they can put pressure between now and the end of the year to expand the legal spending of it. And they could if they wanted to. Now, it doesn't mean they will, but it doesn't mean we should give up on trying to get them to allow more things, to allow us to spend it on things because we have closed businesses. Now, if they come in with another PPP pay period loan and we would qualify, if we would qualify and we could get $10 million, well, then, you know, for our employee wages and shooting star wages, well, then that'd be a different story. You know, that would be extremely helpful. But they're coming for government, state, city, and county, and tribals. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they won't do it. It's, you know, they're fighting in Washington about that. I think the Democrats want to do it, and I'm not sure that the Republicans want to. But we're going to watch that and go down that road and apply if it comes out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we'd have to lobby for permissible costs. an
Yes.
expansion of what are permissible costs associated with the fund. And I mean, we're lucky to have Tina Smith on the Senate Committee on Indian Affairs out there, and she's been a long time advocate of ours, and certainly when we get on the call with the Treasury BIA again, we can advocate for that and maybe maybe work with the other tribes and say, hey, we would like an expansion of what's the definition of permissible costs.
Because that's what would really help. Because our problem is the loss of revenue.
Yeah.
In probably most tribes around the country, that's probably the similar. I mean, everybody closed their casino. A lot of businesses are closed.
But in many ways, I mean, my intuition tells me they're gonna extend these funds in the middle of winter. They're not gonna ask for them back. And the reason I say that is because they're anticipating another flare up once it starts to get cold, right? And so they're not gonna say in the middle of a flare up, hey, you didn't spend your full $20 million, give us, $3 or $4 million back. No, they're gonna tell you to hold on to that. They'll adjust the legislation or whatever to allow us to continue to use that funds to fight COVID-19. I don't see them pulling it back at all. I really don't see that happening.
I agree with you that when December comes, it probably will get extended to some other date.
Oh, yeah.
And they get extended and until it's all spent, or maybe they never will ask for it back. I don't know, but it's middle of December. Things could be worse then than they are today.
But the other problem is if you don't utilize those funds, like a grant, if you don't utilize those funds to their max potential, it's a balancing act, right?
Yes.
We don't know if they're going to give out more funds come December or not. But then again, when you go to apply, they may ask, well, how much of the original allocation have you expended? And if they see that you haven't expended the money or the funds to fight COVID-19, you may not get an additional allocation. But the other problem is they may say, extend out what we've given you, make it last. And then, so if you spend too much all at once, then you could be stuck in a pickle and have no funds at all to make it through the winter.
We've gotten $4 to $5 million other dollars, so we're about in the $25 million range total.
And plus, there's still $3 billion sitting there. They
Yeah.
still have to distribute.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But they're saying that is based upon employees, right?
Employees and maybe expenditures. They said they were going to throw out land acreage because there was such a wide disparity.
So I'm thinking there may be a different permissible cost definition for that other 40%.
Could be, very easily.
So I think this might be the 60% that's for COVID only, and the 40% that we can expect perhaps could be employee loss of revenue, etc. I think that's, but they don't issue any damn guidance. That's the problem.
No.
But
I mean, they've got guidance.
that's a good guess.
They've got guidance out about the current money.
Yeah.
But we have to continue.
But it's gotta be spent on COVID-related.
Yes, and there's a list here of allowables and a list of non-allowables, because, they don't want you to commit.
And I just want to make a point of clarification to the RBC is that I have heard from no one from the RBC or within the administration that had said they wanted to use these funds for any other purpose. I have not heard from anyone. I just want to make that a point of clarification. No one has proposed that. I've heard not from a director or a program or nothing. So this is, all I've heard is that, look, this is COVID dollars. We want to use it for COVID purposes. That's all I've heard. And I think that's all you guys have heard too, right? So it's a good thing.
According to what's allowable and stuff, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where do you?
We can question, something may be a little vague, and we're gonna have to question it.
Mhm.
And get legal counsel.
well, I think a lot of it too could be loss of revenue in our moms and maths program, where we weren't able to do any billing because of the telehealth the waiver didn't get passed. I mean,
But
if big one.
Yeah, in one way, you'd say that was originally budgeted, but then the other way, you could say, we lost it, we were closed because of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, and just like the casino was closed because of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't want to consider those things, it appears.
Oh.
So,
That's good we got it anyway.
yeah, so today, we're closing on that loan for White Earth Enterprises for $150,000, that pay period loan I'm gonna be taking care of today as well. Then I wanted to bring to your attention, you know, when I see things that relate to insurance claims and, you know, car accidents, deer hits, things of this nature, so I want to bring it to your attention in case you're not aware of it. I'm wondering, we had a break-in at the mansions.
Yep.
Okay, so you're aware of that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Can we file a claim on the pod thing? What's it called again?
the Omnicell.
The omelet stuff.
The Omnicell they bought for $38,000, and we have a $50,000 deductible. We probably haven't exceeded $50,000.
Scott, just to, I just want to ensure that when, regarding this PPP
Yes.
loan, just make sure that you bring it back to the RBC with the resolution. So we can verify it. For us to accept and safeguard funds, we still have to put it in resolution. So.
Okay, yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you gonna be here when Bowman comes?
Bowman is not, he's not coming in.
Oh, he's not? Okay,
No.
so you guys have questions on regarding,
His budget?
yeah,
Yeah, he said he got them answered in that continuity
Okay.
of government meeting, so.
Okay.
Is Monica online?
Monica, you there? Texted her.
I think those would be some good topics too, we talk about when we're on those, multiple, phone calls with other nations and how they're going to distribute that. You know, each shake has their own model and everybody else is thinking of doing different things, so. But those would be some good questions and maybe we could figure something out. You text Monica?
Mm-hmm. She said, okay, call me. Are you there, Monica?
How many farm leases do we have?
And then she sent this, just this morning.
Yeah, I called her yesterday to look into this farm and stuff.
Yeah.
I know we got quite a bit. Yeah, we got.
We've got a few farmers.
You know, when I was up at the moment too, up at the Soil and Water Conservation Office asking questions about, I had to go up there and talk about some forest stuff or what. But they have all these loans for these farmers, man, like 0%.
Yeah, I
You know,
know.
just to cover their crop, you know, sits on the ground or otherwise in their bins before they go to sale.
Mhm.
God,
Are you there,
they have
Monica?
all kinds of
Yes, I am.
Okay.
good stuff for them. It's like, how do I get these loans? And they're short-term loans, guaranteed through the US government. So how do we get those loans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the feds for our farmers, you know?
Yeah, we should be farmers.
Oh, we could get loans on these, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Because we're the ones leasing them out.
I don't know.
Maybe they get it. Hi, Monica, it's Mike.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, you're talking about the farm leases related to COVID-19?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and you could present or whatever you have to talk about, so.
Well, we have a number of leases right now, and we have sent those packets out. I think everything was approved by the council. Adam is working on getting those leases signed right now. Due to COVID, he's trying to, maintain that distance, but he has made contact with everybody, and they are planning to move forward with planting this year. There are a number that are, it does bring in revenue of $52,000. And so I think our plan is to, kind of meet with each one and talk to each one and see where they're sitting, as far as needing any assistance. I did send a document off to Liz that really summarizes a lot of possibilities that individuals can use or have access to help with their funding.
That's this one that I gave them. I gave them a copy, Monica.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Very good. So what we'll do is we'll make contact with each one of those and then see where we're sitting.
Yeah, my question, Mr. Chair, when I talked to Monica yesterday was, I saw, I got a couple calls from some folks that are leases, for the tribe that does farming, and, they, after talking with them, I wanted to talk with Monica there and figure out, if these guys are having issues, what sort of programs are available for them, and make sure they get the information. And so Monica was gracious enough to say, look, we'll just call them and see what's going on. And, I was going to propose some sort of deferred payment on their leases, but she reminded me that it is revenue generating for her program there. And so she's going to look into it. And so, yeah, I'm just a little worried about those guys there.
We'll definitely make contact with each individual and, provide what we can with them, and we'll work with everybody. So.
Yeah, and Monica, and you can refer them to those like farming, the farm, like you said, up in Monoma next to your office. I went and visited those guys here about a month plus ago.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And they have so
Dusty
much.
Jaskin, who is works with NRCS, has been really good at helping identify different availabilities for individuals, and so they're very good at helping with this.
Yeah, I was just really shocked on how much support the farming industry gets from the feds, and especially when it comes to.
That's right. I think. Yeah, it does. It's really good.
And then with the COVID now, I think they're probably getting double the help. So, I mean, I don't know if we can divert.
I think they were able.
It's almost like
they were able to access the CARES Act, so.
I think they probably just need a good COVID farming training, or otherwise a webinar or something for those guys, to help get that help.
Yeah, I can share that with them. Dusty NRCS had sent me a link that accesses all the different availabilities. I mean, not just farms, but there's like some food sovereignty information. So it's a great resource that will help, direct people to the right agencies and stuff.
Okay. So how long are you going to need? A couple weeks? Month?
I think I would think a couple weeks would be fine. I think most individuals, it sounded like they're starting to get out into their farms right now. So we'll make contact with each person, see where they're sitting, and give what we can do.
Okay. You guys good with that? All right. Well, thank you, Monica.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do me a favor, will you? Will you get someone to put in the docs for BAB?
Did you hear that, Monica?
You say that again?
Kathy Kathy said, can you get someone to put in the docs for BAB?
Well, that's one thing. We're working right now with communications as far as what we want to do with that. We may not put docks and piers out just because that's an area that individuals will come in contact with each other. So we want to try to maintain that distancing. So if those docks do go out, it could be a gathering spot. So there's some guidance on it that we'd like to follow. So as of right now, we're thinking of not putting them out. But if there's a big concern that we do want them out, they'll let us know.
And I think like with the playgrounds, I know they put like notices at the playgrounds that kids have to, stay, distancing, so I think if we add that to the front of the docks for the, please, have
That won't last long, they'll tear them down too.
but I'm just saying, but I mean, those are things that you're not gonna stop the fishermen, so I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll work with Will on that.
But just check with the state too, because they have all their docks like Bemidji, and I know there's other, that they have these big dock systems where they fish off, and so just see what they're doing with theirs.
Okay, all right, I'll follow through with that.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Kathy said so.
All right,
Be good.
thank you.
You gonna break or you gonna keep going? What's up with the Wild Rice Council? Who got that?
That's gonna be,
That's
that's
a
the donation, yeah, so they were gonna, each of the council.
Marie told me that this is all supposed to be in executive session.
Oh, yeah. Well, can we get the wild rice thing done first?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
okay.
executive, just the personnel.
Okay.
It's not in there. No, so there was 400 pounds of wild rice that, was approved for community council.
400 pounds?
And they were gonna actually, EOC was gonna, EOC was gonna take it, repackage, and then put it in those deliveries that they're doing for elders, and put it in for those. Question came up, who's paying for it? 400 pounds of wild rice. Do we want EOC to take it out of that money from?
See, we can track it through there. That'd be
from
part of
EOC? I mean, it's for COVID.
Well, how much rice do we have? How much we have
I don't know.
stockpile?
I think we have quite a bit, but
Well, who pays for it?
that's another thing.
We just gotta.
Well, how did they come up with 400 pounds?
I never heard that before either.
That's the first I heard of that.
Well, last I heard it was 20 pounds for each community.
That's what I heard for the community councils.
Yeah.
That's what we discussed.
Unless we got something where, the EOC said something and distribute to the
That could have
elders,
been.
but if we got, I
I'm
guess,
trying to find the email on it.
we give them a pound, I guess that's good, I guess, in a way, as long as the EOC's paying for it, I guess, I mean.
Well,
But I mean, that's.
Well,
what
if it's
I mean.
20 pounds, you're gonna
paying
get
for it
20
anyway.
what, 20 bags of rice for each community, is that enough for elders?
No, the original discussion was, if you recall, Nadawash wanted to have
Yes.
had a donation request for wild rice.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Aganash had stated that, well, if Nadawash Community Council receives an allocation of wild rice, then each of the community councils should each get the same opportunity.
Yep.
And so that is somehow made its way into a different direction.
Yeah.
So they asked me, where do we get this from? And I said, for us to make that donation, because it involves, wild rice is worth money, it's an asset.
Yeah.
We need to pass a motion to donate to the community councils an equal amount. That was the original discussion.
But there was only originally a 30-pound donation they were asking for.
20.
20.
20?
or 20, I mean, yeah.
And and I think that's what the intent was.
So the EOC's email requested 400 pounds.
I think that would be a different, I would consider that a different request, so.
Well, they have, okay, so they had a meeting with the community council, and that, it was agreed that they would distribute it through the elder nutrition program, when they do the deliveries, that they would distribute that rice, and that they requested 400 pounds of rice.
Well, they can't make that decision with community council, that's gotta come to us.
Yeah, so what I'm proposing is there's two separate proposals, right? So the original proposal is what Nadawash Community Council had presented, and I think everyone was in favor of that. And so.
Of 20 pounds, and then each going to each council.
Each community
20 pounds.
council, yes.
Mhm.
And then, if there's a request for, additional rice such as that to go out, then that's something that we're gonna have to take a look at the funding for. Because that's probably, I can't even do the math in my head right now. I mean, it's quite a bit, but, and I don't even know how much wild rice we have down there, if we can even fulfill that order. So, we'll have to take a look at that. So.
Did you ever get that request from Bagley School Liz?
No,
Well, they wanted 20 pounds for their senior banquet that they can't have. So they wanted to give each student a half a pound of rice with some type of basket because they can't have their senior banquet, Native American senior banquet. I told her to get it into you by today.
I haven't seen it. Who is it?
Carol Vick, Indian school coordinator out of Bagley.
Okay. I'll watch for it, but yeah, I haven't received it yet.
Okay, well, I'll get over and tell her to get it in there because I think their senior banquet is Thursday, but they can't have it because of the COVID.
Yeah.
I'll make that
So-
motion for the 20 pounds.
20 pounds for each.
Okay, motion by Umsey to give each community council 20 pounds of wild rice. Second, anybody? Second by Ray, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Want to keep going?
And where is that funding coming from? That EOC money or
No, that's our,
or the gifts donations? Okay.
yeah, so I would take it equally from each RBC member. And then I am requesting that, Mr. Omelet, and I'll bring it up in the finance discussion tomorrow. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
400.
That 400 pounds you're requesting?
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Okay.
Because if we can get the thing is it's about health and welfare, right? So we just want to make sure that we're tight if we're going to use those funds for that purpose.
Well, they get wild rice in there. Commodities anyway, I think, don't they? Most of the people do.
So get it from us?
Well, I don't know about from us or not, but
Sure,
I know through distribution, they give away wild rice, so.
yeah, pound rice.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
But we could probably check with Monica or check with,
I'll check with
Gloria.
Heather and Gloria, yeah.
all right, keep moving forward, you guys.
First, we take a break. Quick
All right, we'll go on break for about 10 minutes, so. But you want to call in, Kat, or you want to stay on? Or should
I'll
we?
call in.
Okay,
Bye.
all right, see ya.